matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. That's the morning blues. Sajida times, ring the bell for 10 minutes. Good morning, how are you? Najua watu wameshaenda, wamejipatia recess mapema. Because I think after the elections, and then now people feel so. Were there people?
Watu wako hapa wakubuu hizi motions ama hawa ni community roll out hapa.
Good. You have a motion today. Yes. I see you got the memo. We go to the, supposed
Madam Speaker, sasa.
Umekuwa wapi? Welcome back. Ama ulikuwa na candidate? Okay. You need to have. What's the reason? First order.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 3rd December, the year 2025. 1, Reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2025 and the certificates therein in respect of Financial Reporting Center, Institute of Human Resource Management, Kenya Industrial Property Institute, Kenya Investment Authority, Kenya Yearbook Editorial Board, Meru National Polytechnic, National Council for Children's Services, National Syndemic Disease Controls Council, Occupational Safety and Health Fund, Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Petroleum Development Fund, State Department for Petroleum, Petroleum Development Levy Fund Holding Account, Privatization Commission, Provident Fund, State Corporation Appeal Tribunal, State Department for Industry, and Warehouse Receipt System Council. 2. Reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2025 and the certificates therein in respect of the following constituencies: Banisa, Chuka Igambangombe, Embakasi North, Gatanga, Gishugu, Ijara, Kibwezi East, Kiharu, Kilome, Lafey, Mandera North, Mbere North, Mumias West, North Imenti, and Tarbaj. Honorable Speaker, interestingly on this list, there are 2 reports for the new members of Parliament, Banisa and Mbere North. And Uguja also. Yeah, please take time and look at these reports as we table them here. You can find them in the table office. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to lay.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
I think we have statements that had been requested. One requested by the Honorable David Gikaria. Is he present? Yes. Chairperson, Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation. You have a statement? Oh, Honorable Gikaria is requesting the statement. Okay. Honorable Gikaria, you may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation regarding the lack of fishing corridor in Lake Nakuru. Honorable Speaker, Lake Nakuru, located within Lake Nakuru National Park in Kenya, Rift Valley, is a shallow alkaline lake renowned for its biodiversity, including flamingos, rhinos, and over 450 bird species. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a Ramsar designated wetland of international importance. Historically, Honorable Speaker, the lake supported limited fish populations such as the salt-tolerant tilapia introduced in 1950s for mosquito controls. It was never gazetted for commercial or substance fishing under Kenya fisheries laws. However, fishing activities surged around 2020 due to the rising water levels from heavy rains, which diluted the lake's salinity and allowed freshwater species like Nile tilapia to thrive. Honorable Speaker, fishermen entering the park encountered hippos, lions, hyenas, and baboons, leading to attack and fatalities. A formal fishing corridor, which is controlled access zone, could formalize, regulate access for persons who exclusively rely on fishing for their livelihood. This would be similar to the established practices in other lakes such as Lake Naivasha, Lake Turkana, and Lake Olden. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation on the following. 1. Measures that the government is putting in place to establish a fishing corridor or designated area for fishing activities in Lake Nakuru. And 2. Actions taken to address cases of dumping of sewerage into the lake, which has contributed to pollution and toxic metal accumulation in the sediments and fish. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Sorry? Yes, Honorable Kango.
Yeah. Honorable Speaker, had a question by the Honorable Gikaria. And Honorable Speaker, as I promised to bring a substantive answer the first week after recess, it is worth noting, Madam Speaker, that the Lake Nakuru, it is considered as a national park. It's a national park, and it is not, I don't know if the fishing is allowed, but I will bring the first week after recess, Madam Speaker, a comprehensive answer to the Honorable Gikaria.
Because Honorable Kangogo, if you sent the letter out to the ministry now, then by the time we come back from recess, it will be available, rather than wait to send the letter after recess. Okay. Next statement, the Honorable Francis Sigay, member for Sotik.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 44-2C, I arise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Lands regarding irregular issuance of balance statements to settlers within Gelegele, Matiret, Sotik East, Kipsonoi, Koyet, and Chepkalwal settlement schemes. Honorable Speaker, residents within Gelegele, Matiret, Sotik East, Kipsonoi, Koyet, and Chepkalwal settlement schemes in Sotik constituency were allocated land by the government of Kenya in 1960s. They acquired these parcels of land through government-issued loans, which were to be repaid over a period of 30 years. A number of settlers completed repayment of their loans and were accordingly issued with a discharge of charge, and title deeds were for their respective parcels of land. An official search of the respective parcels of land indicates that the title deeds are absolute with no encumbrances on their respective parcels in the green cards. Honorable Speaker, despite having fully settled their obligations, these settlers have recently reported receiving demand notices from the Settlement Scheme Fund for accrued arrears, while those who are yet to complete repayment are being issued with incorrect balance statements for their loans. This situation has caused significant concern, as many of the settlers who have already cleared their arrears continue to receive notices demanding further payment. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Department of Departmental Committee of Lands on the following. 1, a report on the balance statements of settlers within Gelegele, Matiret, Sotik East, Kipsonoi, Koyet, and Chepkalwal settlement schemes, including a schedule of all payments and details of those who have fully cleared their payments and receive a discharge of charge. 2, the measures taken by the Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing, and Urban Development to reconcile its records and reflect accurate account balances for settlers, so as to ensure that individuals who fully settle their arrears are not subjected to double payment. 3, the reasons as to why the ministry is yet to convene a forum with settlers through the area land education officer to address and determine the issue of balance statements and payment of loans made under the settlement fund, trust fund. And lastly, an indication on whether there are any consideration being made to waive the loans, including interests, particularly for residents facing hardships in making repayments. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. The Chairperson, Committee on Lands, or a representative to give an undertaking on behalf of the committee. Majority Leader, on behalf of Majority Leader, undertake on behalf of the Committee on Lands.
Honorable Speaker, probably we need to do it after recess, but I'll talk to the committee chair and see whether they can do something before and send a response on time. Much obliged.
But Majority Leader, I think what we are saying is that they can send out the statement now, requesting for an answer.
Yes.
If they dispatch it this week, then by the time we come back from recess, it will be available.
Okay. Thank you. Much obliged. You could also ask the Kabuchai Member of Parliament, my friend, the Honorable Kalasinga, that if they need to discuss in such high tones, they could actually move to the room behind here.
And member for Tindiret. Next is a statement by the Honorable Member for Keyo North, Honorable Adam Skip Sanai.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Request for statement regarding the status of Tambach Museum in Keyo North constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44C, I rise to request for statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Sports, Culture, regarding the status of Tambach Museum in Keyo North constituency. Honorable Speaker, the Tambach Museum is a key cultural and historical project aimed at preserving and showcasing the rich heritage of Keyo community and the wider North Rift region. Once complete, the facility will serve not only as a center for the preservation of historical culture and artifacts, but also a hub for research, learning, and tourism. The project also has the potential to boost the local and international tourism, create employment opportunities, and enhance socio-economic development by attracting visitors and scholars to the region. Honorable Speaker, despite its importance, Tambach Museum, which was constructed and in use during pre-colonial time, has stalled for years due to lack of adequate funding, leaving behind an incomplete structure that denies residents and the nation the culture and economic benefits it was intended to deliver. The prolonged delay has raised concerns among the community on whether the government intends to prioritize and fund the project to completion. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek statement from Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Sports and Culture on the following. 1, the status of Tambach Museum project, including details of works complete so far and challenges that have caused delay. Number 2, government plans to allocate funds to complete the project, and if so, the timelines for such allocation. Number 3, timelines within which the government intends to commence the project of completing Tambach Museum to ensure it serves its intended cultural, historical, and socio-economic purpose. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Chairperson for Sports and Culture, or any member from that committee. Yes, Honorable Ngusia.
Yes, Chair, I'll brief the Chair and we can get back to him when we resume from the recess. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a statement by the Honorable Member for Machakos County, Honorable Joyce Kamene. You may proceed, Honorable Kamene.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Transport and Infrastructure regarding the status of upgrading Matu Ekalakala Road to Bitman standards. Honorable Speaker, the Matu Ekalakala Road in Masinga, Machakos County, was commissioned in July 2017 for upgrading to bitumen standards and maintenance at an estimated cost of 1.2 billion. Construction commenced on 19th August 2017, with works scheduled for completion by 19th February 2020. However, the original contractor demobilized and abandoned works, necessitating the works to be subcontracted to other contractors. Despite these remedial measures, the road remains incomplete 5 years down the line. The complete works are rapidly deteriorating. The road has since developed numerous potholes, rendering it inaccessible for motorists and pedestrians, thus impeding the free movement of people and goods. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Transport Infrastructure for the following: a report on the work plan, including financial allocations and timelines, outlining the steps to be undertaken to ensure completion of the project, and to guarantee that contractors deliver works of high quality to ensure durability. Second, the indication of the percentage of works complete and the amount paid for the contractor to date, together with the measures taken to ensure maintenance of the sections already completed. And thirdly, measures put in place to ensure that due diligence is undertaken on contractors prior to the award of contracts for construction, for critical infrastructures, and to safeguard taxpayers' money from wastage arising from laxity by contractors. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, proceed. No, there's no debate on this.
No
You have
debate.
a point of order.
It's
Alright.
just a rider. I want
Okay,
to.
I'll just indulge you, but
I
truly
want to.
that's not
Thank you,
procedural.
thank you, Madam Speaker. You see, that road touches my constituency and the Yatta constituency, and the contractor was paid 155 million last year, and up to now the contractor has refused to go back to site. So as the committee sits down, they can look into ways if they can be able even to terminate the services of that contractor and engage another contractor.
Okay, thank you, Chairperson for Transport and Infrastructure. Anyone from that committee? Okay, Leader of Majority.
Yes. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think we just do the same thing, that we will respond immediately after we resume from recess. But I also ask the chairperson, the chairman, to ensure that the request is sent to the ministry now. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is there's a response from the Chairperson, Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation. Is Honorable Kareke Mbiku here? Is present? Okay. Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, reference is made to a request by statement by the Honorable Kareke Mbiku, the Member of Parliament for Mara constituency, dated on 1st July 2025 on the status of the construction of Thambo and the Kanjogu dams in the Tharaka-Nithi County. And Madam Speaker, the Honorable Kareke Mbiuki was seeking to know the current status of the construction of Tambo, Kanjogu dams, including the amounts paid to the contractor and the funds disbursed by the ministry to the Tana Waterworks Development Agency, and number two, the reason why the delay in completion of the project and the expected timelines for completion. And Madam Speaker, I have a response from the ministry. And the Honorable Speaker, the CS for water has responded as follows: that the Kanjogu Dam project is being implemented by the Ministry of Water and Sanitation and through the Tana Waterworks Development Agency. The project was awarded to Thornholz Company Limited at a contract sum of 218,534,250 Kenya shillings, which was later revised to 191,687,774.74. The contract was signed on 16 September 2020 and commenced on 1 July 2022, following the issuance of a special use license by the Kenya Forestry Service. The project entails the construction of 18-high Hatfield Dam with 180 meters crest length, a twin diversion culverts, and an open channel spillway, and a 6-meter wide gravel access road. The dam will have a gross storage capacity of approximately 893,000 cubic meters. The physical progress stands at 52.44%, with works on site clearance, access roads, diversion channels, and part of the core trench substantially completed. The details of the delays will be outlined in the next session, and to date, Honorable Speaker, the contractor has been paid 39,724,309 Kenya shillings, representing the 20% of the contract amount, while additional 42,561,669 is under processing. Honorable Speaker, the Tambo Dam project is being implemented by the same agency. The project was awarded to Dido and Sons Limited at the sum of Kenya shillings 133,503,001 Kenya shillings, which was later revised to 132,354,131. The contract was signed on 16 September 2020 and it's expected to be completed by June 2026. The project comprises of construction of 18-meter high Sonde Hatfield Dam with 82-meter crest length, a clay core, a river diversion system, open channel spillway, and a 5-meter wide gravel access road. The dam will have a gross storage capacity of 539,000 cubic meters. The physical progress currently stands at 42.29%, with the key components such as the site clearance, access road improvement, diversion works, and the embankment preparation completed. The details of the delays will be outlined in the next session, and the contractor has been paid 33,944,112, representing 26% of the contract sum, and further payment of 11,566,015 being processed. The Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Water and Sanitation and Irrigation has disbursed a total contract sums of both projects to the Tana Waterworks Development Agency, and the payments continue to be made based on the certified works. Both projects remain ongoing and adequately funded. On question number 2, Honorable Speaker, the reason for the delay
Give him the mic.
Yeah, on the question number 2, Honorable Speaker, the reason for the delay of the completion of the construction of Tambo, Kanjogu dams and expected timelines for its completion. The Honorable Speaker, both dams projects experienced an initial delays mainly due to the time taken to secure the special use license from the Kenya Forestry Service, which were granted in November 2021. Following the approvals, the agency undertook additional geological and geotechnical reviews to confirm the suitability of the sites. Further, delays arose from the National Moratorium on cutting of trees, which required a separate clearance before works could commence, and from the heavy El Nino rains that intermittently disrupted the construction activities. In the case of Kanjoku Dam, Honorable Speaker, a further delay occurred after the original contractor sought to assign the contract due to the financial challenges and administrative processes of approval caused a temporary suspension of the works. The agency has since granted the reasonable extension of time to the contractors, and with the steady progress now recorded in both sites, the projects are expected to be completed in June 2026, subject to a continued funding and favorable weather conditions. Honorable Speaker, I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Biku, did you say something? Okay.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Chair for the response given. But however, Madam Chair, I am very unsatisfied with this answer. Madam Chair, this project was initiated in 2021, but due to the paperwork which were needed, the contractors commenced work around April 2022. They have done substantive works, but Madam Speaker, this project have stalled for the last 1 year due to non-payment of the contractors. Madam Speaker, in this response, the CS indicated that the agency indicated that the ministry has limited all the necessary funds from the ministry headquarters to Tana Water. Madam Chair, it is indicated the Ministry of Water and Sanitation and Irrigation has disbursed the total contract sum from both projects to Tana Water Works Development Agency, and payment continued to be made based on certified works. Both project remains ongoing and adequately funded. Madam Speaker, this project have stalled due to non-payment. The ministry claims that it has limited all the necessary funds to Tana Water. Madam Speaker, my biggest fear is that these funds which have been disbursed by the ministry to Tana Water Works have been diverted. And that's why the contractors still are not back to work. So, Madam Speaker, when you look at the final presentation by the CS on the last page, the agency has granted reasonable extensions for time to the contractors, and we see the progress now recorded at both sites. The project are expected to be completed by June 2026, subject to continued funding. The funding is already there, Madam Speaker, as has already been alluded by the CS. But the contractors are not being paid. They are saying there are some works, there are some payments which are being processed. Can the chair be able to indicate to this honorable house when these certificates which are being processed, when will they be paid so that the contractor can be able to resume work? But Madam Chair, Madam Speaker, I really fear that these funds, because these contracts have stored for 1 good year, that the funds have been allocated or they have been used for other works, Madam Speaker. So I really want to get clear, response from the chair. When will this certified payment be paid to the contractor so that the contractor can be able to resume work? And finally, Madam Speaker, the biggest problem which you have there, the government raised the moratorium on cutting of the trees. More than 50,000 trees have been cut inside the forest because the purpose of these dams was for river regeneration, so that during the rain season, the water can be harvested, and during the dry season, the water can be used downstream. These rivers are the ones which support the livelihood all the way to the Raka to Tana River, Madam Speaker. So you are dealing with a very serious issue here of most likely misappropriation of the funds which have been appropriated by this House. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member for Moiben, Honorable Professor Barto. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to also support the honorable member. The Ministry of Water has a problem. There is a crisis. It is not just the report the chair has presented is a very ideal report, but the things on the situation on the ground is very sad. There are so many contractors who went to the banks, took loans when they were awarded the contracts, and the ministry has not been able to pay them. So it is not just one project. There are so many, I'm sure it is in the entire country. There are so many projects which are pending, they are incomplete, and there are so many contractors who are suffering. They have taken loans, the banks are up on their necks, and at the same time, the same ministry is continuously advertising other projects. So I don't know where it is getting money. Can they make a decision and complete the projects which are already ongoing so that the contractors are freed before they start advertising for more? So that report is just an ideal report which anyone can write, but the situation on the ground is very different. The contractors are actually suffering. Yes, Honorable Makali, I'll give you a chance and we can listen to the chair.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think the issues being raised by members are quite weighty issues. And why we are saying this, Madam Speaker, is what makes it even worse, Madam Speaker, is that at the start of the year, we make provisions in terms of budget in this house for some of these projects. And during the supplementary budget, they reduce the budgets and then the contractors are not being paid. This is happening all over the country, actually, including where I come from. We have a dam called Uma Dam. Start of a year, you find we make provisions. The first supplementary, the budget is reduced. The second supplementary, almost totally removed. So you ask yourself, well, why do we even budget for the money? Is it the ministry needs to come out clear? What is the problem? Because I think there's a problem which they are not telling us as honorable members. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I think, Chairperson, Blue Economy, you should, and water and irrigation, and I think it's also touching on most infrastructure projects. I think then you would have to ask the minister to clarify.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, let me say first that the report by the Cabinet Secretary, and I have seen it myself, on the question by the Honorable Karek Mbuki, even me as the chair of the committee, I'm not satisfied with this answer because the CS has contradicted himself. If you read the question or page, the second last page, the CS has written, Honorable Speaker, to this House saying that the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation has dispersed the total. That is what the CS has written. The ministry has dispersed the total contract sums for both projects to the Tana Water Works Development Agency, and payment continued to be made based on certified works, and that both projects remain ongoing and adequately funded. That is what the CS says. But again, if you check on the last page, the CS is telling us the agency has since granted a reasonable extension of time to the contractors. And with the steady progress now recorded in both sides, the projects are expected to be completed by June 2026, subject. Again, he's saying subject to a continued funding. Yet he had already indicated that he has already dispersed all the amount of money in this other page. So in that case, Honorable Speaker, allow me as the chair of the committee to take up with the ministry. I will, Honorable Speaker, the first week coming from recess, and after this maybe I will ask through the clerk's office to seek a further clarification from the CS and possibly have the CS to appear before the committee, and I will ask the members who are affected to come also at that time. Honorable Speaker, on the issue of the ongoing projects, with the stolen water projects across the country, Madam Speaker, my good friend, the Honorable Makali Mulu, whom we fellowship together in the church, I know he's an accountant by profession, and he understands that budget is a projections based on what we collect as a country, Madam Speaker. That's why we have the supplementary budgets. We keep on revising our budget. When we project that we are going to collect this amount of money this financial year, so we project that we are going to do maybe 5-7 water projects. But based on our collection as a country, so we utilize what we have, and that's why we revise sometimes some of the projects. What we had budgeted for to use, say, 10 million, we revise maybe to 5 million. So we will continue making sure, Honorable Speaker, that those projects which have stalled will be funded well so that Kenyans benefit and get water. Thank you.
I think this is a valid question that can actually be asked of the Cabinet Secretary in person here in the House. I think that will make more sense because it seems like many members have raised this issue, a similar issue. Honorable Owen, I'll just let you say the last remark.
I just want to say something on the same. I had the...
In order to conclude that, who will do the question? Honorable Kareke? Yes, and Honorable Bartok can also do
I think he can
a question on the issue of
question.
hers, yeah? Okay.
He does a direct question.
All right,
but I want to say this, Honorable Speaker. You see, I had my Honorable Chair and my good friend and very experienced Chair that he does not also agree with the response of the Cabinet Secretary. And yet, he has actually presented it here. And that's a very serious thing from chairs. If you don't, because you also have a responsibility of bringing factual responses. If you don't agree with it, don't bring it here. Call the Cabinet Secretary to clarify so that this Cabinet Secretaries do not think any garbage they can bring to this House. That we will actually put them on the spot before you can even return it 20 times from you as chair so that you seek factual information so that whatever comes into this House comes that is something that is factual. So I want to urge you, my chairs in this House, please don't just accept anything the Cabinet Secretaries say. Put them to full proof of what they are saying and what they are bringing to this House so that what is brought to this House is properly refined, and as chairs we have responsibility to the House to bring factual information. And those Cabinet Secretaries have responsibility to this House to bring factual information. We should never accept anything that a chair doubts what he is actually presenting and actually presents here. That is my point, Honorable Chair.
Let me listen to Honorable Lesuda first, and I'll come to you, Chairperson, to close.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I like the direction that you gave on this matter, that the Cabinet Secretary is called to this House to respond to these issues because they're really grave matters. But just to say that even as what Honorable the Majority Deputy has said, that some of the statements that come to this House, they sound like they're on a template. You know, you can almost tell what will be the response. That issue of saying that the money is a projection, those are things we always hear. But if it's a projection, why are you starting new projects? Where is the money for the projection for the new projects, as Honorable Barto had asked? So I like the direction that you have given, and I think it will be very prudent that the CS comes before this House. We need to have the CS of transport come here. We need the CS of water. The big projects that are going on in our counties. We also get the same thing, Madam Speaker, where there is a big launch, and as soon as you're done, they leave with us. It's a fact, by the way. And so it's lying to the public, and it also puts pressure on us as the leaders to actually explain what is going on. The public there do not understand that, oh, there's a document that wasn't signed, oh, the contractor, and contractors are getting very scared of starting a project when they've not even been given a document or some money has been paid. And finally, I just wanted to say that, Madam Speaker, we just have to be human. These are human beings. They are taking loans to do these projects, and it is unfair what we're doing to the public and even to ourselves as leaders. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I agree with the Honorable Naisula, Honorable Speaker. But Honorable Speaker, I want to inform my leader majority that procedurally, because he's saying that I'm saying I'm not agreeing with the answers and why am I presenting to the House. Procedurally, Honorable Speaker, if you see the answers is from the CS, and it is written, this questions is addressed to the clerk of the National Assembly. It's not addressed to me. Procedurally, Honorable Speaker, when we write to our cabinet secretaries, we write through our clerk's office. So when the answers comes, they come through also through our clerk's office, and they are balloted by the House Business Committee. That's why it's in the order paper.
I think,
and when it is in the order paper, I read what has already been provided, because they are not giving us a prior answer before, giving this House.
Yes, I agree with you, Honorable Bowen. There is no discretion you can exercise in actually rejecting or saying that the answer is unsatisfactory. For you, procedurally, you just read the statement, the response, and then after that, the member who had sought the statement, that's why we require them to be in the House when you're giving the response to the statement, so that they can say if they are dissatisfied or not, and based on that, there can be a way forward from the House, which in this case is to have the Cabinet Secretary present and the Honorable Kareke to request to ask a question. In the first week, we come back from recess. I think let's close it that way, because yes, it was Honorable Kareke first to go. He had requested. Honorable Kareke
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I'm also a chairman of a committee. And what we normally do in the Committee of Tourism and Wildlife, once we get a request for the statement, we request the Cabinet Secretary and the Principal Secretary to appear before the committee, together with the member who has asked for that particular statement. Then in that sitting, Madam Speaker, we normally, now the member who has asked the question, normally now we do the interrogation, the electorate to the Cabinet Secretary and the PSC, so that now we can now be satisfied or not. And in case there is further information which has come, before I present the response here, the ministry now send a more refined response, whereby the members has agreed or disagreed with the statement which have been sought, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I really want to thank the Majority Leader and the Honorable Chair. And what I would like to request, Madam Chair, is when we resume this, the interrogation of this statement, when they that invitation, because, Madam Chair, I'm very particular on this project, because, Madam Speaker, during 2020-2021 budget, these two projects were allocated 500 million. And the same amount of money was appropriated by this House. The same amount of money, Madam Speaker, was limited to the Ministry of Water. And subsequently, the Ministry of Water limited 500 million to Tana Water Works Development Agency. And there is that money trail, which is there. But unfortunately, Madam Speaker, I don't know what happened to this money, which was meant for this particular project. And now the project are stalling due to non-payment to the contractors. So, Madam Chair, I would like to request the Chair to go into depth of this particular issue so that this project can be completed and it can be able to help the people of the Rakanidi County at large. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sunkuli. What do you want to say?
Madam Speaker, I was just standing on a point of order to maybe request for a more reasoned decision by yourself on this issue of referring a statement to the committee. Because, Madam Speaker, we don't refer the matter to the Cabinet Secretary, and the committee is not a conduit. I think it is important to know, in the present setup, what actually is the role of the committee. It cannot be possible that they are just going to receive a letter from the ministry and transmit it here. It has to be a decision of the committee. In the Committee of Health, Honorable Nyekal calls us to discuss a statement that has been presented to the committee, and we call them to come, and then we make a decision. And then lastly, based on Honorable Kariuki Mbuki, I think myself and the Majority Leader seated here are still waiting for a statement from an answer from the Minister of Tourism, and we can't get it on these Utalii colleges. These things we would like to know clearly. What is going to happen? Are we going to make committees just receive from the minister without putting their own input, or what? How is it? And when are these answers coming from the ministry?
Okay, I think what Honorable Kareke has suggested, and also what Honorable Sunkuli has suggested, is that the committee to be more innovative in the way they deal with those statements so that it can be able to get more comprehensive answers for members. And I think that is something we can discuss at the liaison committee, just to share ideas on how to better work for the members in these kind of matters. So let's proceed to the next order.
Order number 8, Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable members here in the Committee of the Whole House, we are considering the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bill number 63 of 2022. Close. Clause 3. I propose the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. Honorable Dr. Nyikal, you have an amendment?
Honorable Chair, I propose that Clause 3 of the bill be amended, or A, in paragraph F by deleting the word "and" immediately appearing after the expression "service." And the justification of this, the amendment proposes to insert a new definition that links the definition of intern to the new remuneration framework. The proposal will ensure that interns performing full-time duties are recognized legally for purposes of compensation and strengthens labor protection and claiming and eliminates ambiguities in terms of remuneration. B, by inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph G, provide interns with requisite experience in the fields of practice, and I, provide interns with requisite experience in the fields of practice to meet the requirements for registration by a professional regulatory authority. Madam Speaker, the justification for this is this amendment proposes to insert two new objects, H and I, to expand the objective to explicitly cover, one, meeting professional regulatory requirements, and two, supporting pre-registration internship. The gist of it is very simple. There are two types of interns. There are interns who do internship.
Honorable Dr. Nyikal, for purposes of making progress, the explanation is clear in the order paper. So assist us by referring to the order paper and maybe paraphrasing the justification.
So the justification basically is that you have interns who actually, after interns, have to be registered by regulatory authorities, and you have interns who actually, after the experience, it is an experience they require, the expertise they require. So we are distinguishing the two, making sure that those who will need a registration requirement are covered. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I propose the question that Clause 3 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. Any interest in this? Those interested can hit the intervention button. I don't see any. We have another amendment. I now put the question that Clause 3 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Before we proceed, we have an amendment by the Honorable Geshimo. Is the Honorable Geshimo in the House? Well, in the absence of the Honorable Geshimo, I now put the question that clause 3, as amended, be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say aye. As many as have a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Honorable Dr. Nyikal.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 4 of the bill be amended as in the order paper. And the justification of this is we want to add the issue of professionalism. In the others, we are just looking at practical experience, but in professional courses, we also would like the people who get registered to be also have experience in terms of the ethics and codes of conduct, so that when they qualify, they know what is expected of them ethically and in their conduct. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. I do not see any interest in this. We have interest? Okay. Okay, I had said you go to intervention, but we have the Honorable Dr. Makali Mulu, member for Kitui Central.
Yeah, it's not working. Yeah, I support that amendment, Honorable Chairperson, because I think the issue of ethical issues at times are not taught in school, and I think what Carl is raising is a very important point, that even as a professional, they should relate to ethics and the way you conduct your business. So I think I support the amendment.
Thank you. The Honorable Naisula Lesuda, member for Samburu West.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do also support this amendment. It is important that our interns get the requisite experience, so that an intern is just not, in an institution and given certain assignments that do not enhance them getting experience and also learning the code of conduct and the ethics of the profession that they are training for. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Adan Haji, member for Mandera West. Are you interested in this? There be no further interest. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 4 as amended be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. We have an amendment by the chairperson, Departmental Committee on Labor. Is the chair in the House? We may proceed. Honorable Kenga.
Chair, I propose the amendment be made as per the order paper, and the justification being that the amendment seeks to expressly provide that an internship period under the bill shall be for a period between 6 and 12 months to ensure that an intern is afforded sufficient time to gain the requisite skills and experience. Thank you.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Kenga. Very sorry, Honorable Ken Chonga. I propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Ken Chonga, Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Labor. Yes, the Honorable Lesuda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do support. I believe that 6 to 12 months is adequate for anyone who's really looking to gain experience while serving as an intern. Less than 6 months, I believe one will not really have acquired the necessary experience.
Thank you. The Honorable Dr. Makali Mulu.
I just wanted a clarification, Honorable Chairperson. Some universities and other institutions would demand 3 months. So what happens to such cases where they say 3 months internship?
Chairman, would you like to make a comment on that? Honorable Ken Chonga.
Madam Speaker, I beg that you go back to it. I was being indulged on another issue. You expect my voice.
I'm just asking whether you would like to make a comment on the matter that the Honorable Dr. Makali Mulu has raised concerning number of months. You know, this is your amendment.
Madam Chair, it's an issue that was debated in the whole committee, and we agreed that the period of 6 months should be sufficient enough. So I still stand by that.
Dr. Makali?
Question.
I'm sure he didn't get it, so you can paraphrase.
I was seeking for clarification because he's proposing an amendment which says the minimum number of months you can go for internship would be 6 months and the maximum of 12 months. But there are cases where students are required by their universities to do a 3-month internship. So how do you accommodate that? Because then it means then you are locking out those who would want to go for 3 months and go back to continue their studies. How do you accommodate that? Maybe your committee discussed, you can clarify.
Madam Speaker, I think...
Let me just say something. First of all, it seems to be a drafting issue where the chair is proposing that we delete established under and substitute with as defined in Article 260 of the Constitution. So that is the amendment by the chair. So is the matter you are raising related to this, to the amendment by the chair? Because if it is not, then the chair, I think that is why the chair is not able to give you the response. So I would like to proceed. It's a clarification. Chair?
Chair, I mean, say that those might be some peculiar instances, which at the moment, there may be no clear guideline, but as per the engagement that we had on the period of internship, the committee settled on what is laid on the paper. So unless maybe the committee retreats to arbitrate on such instances, I may not be able to give a substantive answer at the moment, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Lesuda.
Madam Speaker, even though I supported, because I remember us deliberating a lot, initially in the bill I had said 3 months, because that's what mostly is needed. But as you have stated, I think the chairperson needs to explain just a little bit further, because I think what we are discussing here is not really the amendment. Because when you look at the amendment, it says clause 5 of the bill be amended in subclause 1 by deleting the words established under and substituting thereof the words as defined in Article 260 of. So, what I think the chairman can explain further, because that's where I think the confusion is coming up. Because the amendment seeks to provide with clarity that the application of the bill shall extend to the collectivity of all public offices as established by and defined in the Constitution. So I really doubt that that is the amendment that's looking at the time frame. I don't think it is. The time frame is coming in another clause, in 12 actually. So Chairman. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Who is going to approach the chair? What do I call? The secretary? I think some consultations have been done. Yes, Honorable Sunkuli.
Yeah, I see a problem. If clause 5, as is being amended by the chairman, maybe he could decide to vacate it because it's he has not internalized it. I think he could just say that he has dropped that amendment because it does not relate to clause 5.
I agree with you, and I would like to give a chance to the chair if he would like to make some amendments or especially on the justification? We are in clause 5.
Chair, I don't intend to drop the amendment. The justification is very well spelled. The amendment seeks to provide with clarity the application of the bill shall extend to the collectivity of all public offices as established by and defined in the Constitution. Article 262.
Article
Sorry,
260.
Article 260.
Yes. Honorable, you may take your seat. Honorable Dr. Nyikal, would you like to clarify further?
Chair, if we look at clause 13, an internship period shall be valid for any period as may be determined.
Before we go to 13.
No, what I'm saying is related to this.
We have to deal with 5. We'll get there.
Okay. Because
We'll
I
get
thought
there.
13.
I would like to give a chance to the chair, again, to clarify further.
Chair,
I believe that you have properly consulted
Chair,
now.
Article 260 defines all the offices in the public service. And that's why, if you look at the justification for this amendment, the amendment seeks to provide with clarity that the application of the bill shall extend to the collectivity of all public offices as established and defined in the Constitution.
Honorable members, chair is right. Chair is right. It's just... Yes, Honorable Esuda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Actually, now listening to the chairman and now looking at what Article 1 as it is in the bill currently, and what he's doing makes sense because he's just removing established under the Constitution and specifying that it is under as defined in Article 260, and he has explained that 260 then defines who are the public officers. So I think it makes sense and I do support.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Because-
much. Please do not confuse the chair again. The chair is very well prepared.
No, but it is him, Madam Speaker, who actually brought Article, that's where he lost us, when he was talking about the period. While this is purely straight to the point, and now it makes sense what he has explained. So maybe he needs to be a bit careful in his explanation.
I want to defend the chair. I mean, when you have so many amendments, you can mix up, but I think he's back to line, and the justification he has given is very good. So, honorable members, I now put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Ken Chonga. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 5 as amended be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say aye. As many as have a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. No amendment, so I put the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say aye. As many as have a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Labour, the Honorable Ken Chonga.
Yes, Madam Speaker. Just as spelled on the order paper, I propose the amendment of clause 7, and as per the justification, the amendment seeks to correct the grammar error. So there's nothing much to it.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? As many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. You have an amendment. On which one? Oh, yeah. So then before we go to the final statement, I do not see you indicated in the, where did the amendment come from? Is it there? Yes, it is in the order paper. It happens not to be in the summarized notes. So the Honorable Gishimo, please proceed. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Chair. I do propose that clause 7 be amended as indicated in the on the paper, that is clause 7(1)(b), by inserting the words through internship under this act immediately after the area of study. Because, Honorable Speaker, one may be exposed in the area of the study, but not necessarily through internship. And therefore, if we say that if someone is exposed in experience related to the area of study, that person, that is too wide, and someone may be denied an opportunity for internship just because you have been exposed in a related area of study in your discipline. So I think it's going to be specific and to indicate that unless you have been exposed through internship as provided under this act, that is when you can be locked out from an internship program.
Well, let me first of all propose, then I'll come to you. I propose the question that clause 7 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimo. Now we can have the Honorable Sunkuli.
I support the amendment, and I just want to bring it to the attention of the House that the amendment we have just passed actually is not correct. Because if you read the whole thing, you look at it, that the B says, 7B says, has not been exposed to work experience related to the person's area of study.
Which specific one are you talking
Why don't I help
about?
the House? Because
The previous one.
I'm saying the B, because that's the same one. That is,
Oh, 7.
7. And you know, if you remove the word been, it will say has not exposed to work. So it is actually spoiling the grammar rather than correcting it. So I think let's just let Honorable Gishimo prosecute his so that he can correct what we have just done, because we have done a wrong thing.
Chairman.
Well, now that we are in the same amendment, there is no big problem. Okay. But I would like to ask whether, Chairman, you would like to make reference to the error that is being raised by the Honorable Sunkuli.
Thank you. Chair, I advise that we recommit this amendment to the committee.
You know, Honorable Chair, we already put a question to yours. And the only way we can correct it is by dealing with the one by the Honorable Gishimo. And I would like to ask the chair to approach the table. Honorable members, we are going to proceed with the Honorable Gishimo, and we will be recommitting the amendment later. Honorable Gishimo? You had already, actually, you had already moved. So, honorable members, you may take your seat. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimu. I now put the question that clause 7 be amended by the Honorable Gishimu. As many as have that opinion say aye. As many as have a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 7 as amended be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say aye. As many as have a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I would like to ask.
Clause 8. Clause 8.
I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. Honorable Lesuda.
Thank you, Chair. I do propose that clause 8 of the bill be amended as it is in the order paper. And I don't know why we didn't, maybe we'll go back to that too, but once clause 2 removes counties from the definition of public service institution, it becomes necessary to remove...
Honorable Lesuda, we have not handled clause 2.
Okay, so I'm just saying...
We'll come to
we'll
clause
come back
2 later.
to it, yeah? Okay. So this 8 has reference to that. And so once clause 2 removes counties from the definition of public service institution, it becomes necessary to remove all remaining references to county approving authorities for logical consistency. It's just cleaning it up. Yeah, so I'm deleting.
I propose the question that clause 8 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Lesuda. I do not see anyone interested in this, so I now give a chance to the Honorable Nyikal. Honorable members, let me put the question. I now put the question that clause 8 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Lesuda. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We have another amendment by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal.
Thank you, Chair. I propose that clause 8 be amended as in the order paper, and the purpose for this amendment is in regard to payment, which I described here as stipends, but the amendment corrects that by also including remuneration in respect of interns, particularly medical interns and other professional interns who actually work and are therefore paid remuneration in accordance with the payment structure within the institution in which they work. So basically, it takes care of the issue of medical interns to a large extent. But I believe in other areas like engineering and architecture, the same may apply. Thank you.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 8 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. I now put the question that clause 8 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. As many as have that opinion say aye. As many as have a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. We have another amendment by the Honorable Gishimu on the same.
Chair, in view of the amendment proposed and already passed by Honorable Lesuda, I seek to drop my amendment.
Thank you. Thank you very much, honorable members. I now put the question. Okay. Honorable Dr. Makali.
Yeah, just a further clarification to this matter, Honorable Speaker, because I think this amendment is intended to leave the counties to do their own program in terms of internship, so that what we are doing is basically for the national. But I know a lot of our students are also benefiting from the account level internship. So assuming account doesn't come up with a clarity on this, what happens? Because I thought possibly, I'm just reconsidering, but I think it's good to go on record that then this could encourage the counties also to think of a legislative proposal to take care of that gap, which seems to be arising from the Honorable Lesuda's amendment.
Mover. The Honorable Lesuda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Actually, if you see the original bill, I had considered the matter of counties, but after thinking about it, I realized that different counties, for example, even have different CCs, even just the name, the title of who deals with matters to do with the internship. It's not as clear as the national government, where we know it's the Ministry of Public Service that we're dealing with. And so that is why I rethought and said we will have a clause in here that then will say that each county is going to come up with its own legislation on how to deal with interns. Yeah.
Yes, Honorable Dr. Nyikal.
I think we should reconsider that, because if, say, we are looking like the issue of interns, and then you say each county will actually put their own legislation, then the whole of this is actually lost. And I'll give you an example which is not related. When we did the FIF Act, we actually put FIF Act and put a provision that counties can amend it. What has happened is that every county now is doing their own FIF Act. So I think we should have something that covers everybody, including the counties.
Honorable members, you know that's a very serious matter. It's a big issue to be decided at this point. To be decided at this point. Yes.
I was just going to add that this bill is very important. We need to pass it. Getting it into the county again takes it to the Senate and so on. It requires a bigger discussion, because this will be a shared bill in case you bring in to legislate for the counties.
Honorable members, though I do not have a vote on this, I'm just listening to the justification by the Honorable Lesuda, who is the mover of this bill. And I think it is something that she must have thought through: harmonization, the position of Public Service Commission, that you do not want to have a situation where students are being treated differently in different counties, and that you have a possibility of getting a different product. So I think what she's trying to seek is uniformity, kind of some uniformity. So members, ECOMAS, Honorable ECOMAS Mutuse, you have interest in this, or you are announcing your presence?
Honorable Speaker, I tend to agree with you that we need to have a uniform standard throughout the country in terms of how we manage internship. Because if we allow each county to set its own standard, we are likely to dilute the entire purpose of the law that we are making. And therefore, with a lot of respect to my colleague, I would urge that we set the national standard as established by the Public Service Commission to be the standard that is cascaded down to the counties, so that everywhere you are in the country, you are clear as to what entails internship. I thank you, Madam Chair.
Gishumo already dropped his amendment. So, honorable members, I now put the global question. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 8 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
I propose the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. Honorable Lesuda. Honorable Sunkuli. We start with you.
Sorry, I didn't know clause.
Actually, Lesuda, you do not have an amendment in this. Yes. Clause 9. Clause 9, Honorable Sunkuli.
I was so concentrating on clause 2 that I forgot clause
Clause 2 will come.
No, that's okay.
We've not handled it.
Madam Speaker, I want to propose that clause 9 be deleted by inserting the words and any other benefit immediately after the word stipend. I don't think that is his. But I don't know, Madam Speaker. I want to say I don't want actually to own this amendment, because it is written there, Honorable Sunguli James, and I'm Sunguli Julius. But anyway, pardon?
Well, will you move it as it is in the order paper?
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. So that we delete by deleting the word ready to be appearing after the word be in paragraph C.
Yes, that is what we have in the order paper. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 9 be deleted. It's not a deletion. It's actually a substitution. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Sunkuli. I don't see any interest in this. I now put the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Sunkuli. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. We have another one by the Honorable Gishimo on the same. On clause 9.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I propose clause 9 be amended as indicated in the order paper by deleting paragraphs D and F. Honorable Speaker, the reason for this amendment, deletion of D, it does not make sense. The intern to be engaged in public service shall make effort to acquire relevant skills in the area of specialization. To me, that is not something that is quantifiable. How do you make effort? Of course, when you are going there, you are going to make effort to acquire relevant skills. So to me, it is superfluous, and that is why I'm seeking to delete the same. D.
I propose the question that clause 9 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimo. Honorable members, I do not see interest in this, so I move to the amendment. I now put the question that clause 9 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimo. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now go to the amendment by the Honorable Nikal. Dr. Nikal, proceed.
Chair, I'm proceeding on the assumption that what has passed is only related to D and not F. Correctly, if that is so, mine is about feedback, that they should provide regular feedback to the supervisor. Now, what we are putting here in terms of interns that eventually are regulated by regulatory authorities, it is important that they also provide a feedback to those regulatory authorities. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 9 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nikal. I now put the question that clause 9 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nikal. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 9 is amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. Honorable Dr. Nikal.
I propose that clause 10 be amended as in the order paper, and the purpose of this, the clause says that an intern engaged in public service shall be eligible to payment of such monthly stipend as the Cabinet Secretary shall prescribe. What the amendment seeks to do is to recognize interns, particularly medical interns, who are actually employed and are now paid according to what the institution in which they work pay. So basically, we're just covering them, because the other one will then limit them to stipend only, and in their case, it is not stipend. Thank you.
Thank you. I propose a question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. Honorable Gishimo?
Chair, I agree with Honorable Nyikal. However, I think the concern of Honorable Nyikal will be cured by the amendment that I'm also proposing, which says any other benefit. Any other benefit covers whatever, because it may not only be the medical field that we have intern with different benefits. When we say any other benefit, then it covers everyone. So I think I think
You will notice that the Honorable Nyikal has proposed a deletion, and he has substituted with a certain paragraph. So you need to look at the, and if Honorable Nyikal's amendment goes through, yours will fall.
Why?
Because he's proposing a deletion.
Let me see.
Yes, you may explain for the benefit of the Honorable Gishimo.
This is actually important, because what I've really done, after the deletion, under A, I've actually brought what is in the bill as it is, so that although there's a deletion, that is it, so that if Honorable Chim wants, he can then attach these amendments to Part A of what I proposed. But B is actually a very important element, because these are people who are actually employed, they are being paid, even gratuity will come. So to take the whole of that and put it as any other will really demean what that aspect is. And it's an important aspect. We know it gives us problem every time with in the health sector.
Before we go to you, Mova, Honorable Lesuda, I would like to give a chance to the Honorable Gishimo to further amend Honorable Dr. Nyikal's amendment to achieve your amendment. So are you ready? If you're ready, I can do that. If you're not ready, I can give a chance to the Honorable Lesuda and then come to you after a minute. So we can go to Lesuda and then we come to you. Get ready.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I actually wanted to support the amendment by Honorable Nyikal. I think he just made it a bit more tidy, even in 10A. But I wanted to propose and ask whether it was going to be possible to just add what Geshom, and I think that is what you have said. We will attain the same, whatever he wanted also to mean here. But I also support what Dr. Nyikal has said, because there are interns, for example, like JSS interns, we have the teachers, we have the medics, who have a different arrangement in terms of their payment. They will be covered now in this bill. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Honorable Gishimo, you have a chance now.
Thank you.
I think, Chair, you need to be attentive, because I would like you to tell us whether you agree with him.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I therefore seek to insert, to seek to further amend paragraph 10A as proposed by Honorable Nyikal, to insert and any other benefit immediately after the word stipend, so that now my amendment can be carried along with the Honorable Nyikal's amendments.
So, honorable members, I now propose the question that the amendment in clause 10 by the Honorable Nyikal be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimo. Yes, Honorable Mutuse? ECOMAS.
Thank you, Chair. I see the objective, and the objective by Honorable Nyakao is noble, but in my view, the way it is drafted does not come out quite clearly as to what is the intentment. Because if the intentment is to have the full-time interns, like medical interns, earning benefits, then it can be tidier in the manner that is being proposed by Gishimu, because nothing prevents in the manner proposed by Honorable Gishimu. So I don't know if both of them can compromise just for drafting purposes. Then it is a little clearer that you can earn a stipend, but also you can earn other extra benefits. So then you don't have to have a cabinet secretary and then a public service institution. So then there is no clarity as to who is setting the benefits. I thank you, Madam Chair.
Honorable Nyakao.
Chair, I
hope you are speaking to the amendment by the Honorable Gishimu.
Yes, I actually did agree, because if you actually get into the cabinet secretary's position and is paying stipends, that is normally something that comes fairly differently. Even during budgeting, stipends are not taken as seriously as remuneration. So if you then remove B and then just leave it with any other, you lose out. So I think Honorable Gishimu, by just saying monthly stipend or any other, then that can enhance the stipend area. It still belongs to the stipend. Then when it comes to B, you are talking on somebody who is actually on regular payment. And remember, this is not only talking of government institutions. We have a situation where interns, even the JS teachers are mainly in government, but in medical interns, maybe engineering interns, they may actually be working in non-government institutions, like in mission hospitals that actually employ interns. Then that will leave them out. So, and I don't think you will get to a situation where private hospitals, mission hospitals will now want to subject themselves to the payment regime in public service. But the B will now say they use what they have in their own institution. Let me give an example. If Kakan Hospital, they take interns, but you cannot subject them to the rules of the public service. We subject them to their own rules of how they remunerate their employees. So I would just support the further amendment by Honorable Gishimu and leave B intact. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable members, I now put the question that the amendment by the Honorable Dr. Nyakao be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimu. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now, I go back to the amendment by the Honorable Dr. Nyakao. I now put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyakao. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. So now, Honorable Gishimu's amendment falls. But the good part is that it's already taken care. So thank you very much.
Clause 11.
I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill. Honorable Gishimu. Clause 11.
I don't have an amendment under clause 11.
Unless you drop it, you have an amendment and it is in the order paper.
Let me check. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it your amendment or someone put it there? It's yours?
Yes.
Okay, please proceed.
So, Honorable Chair, I propose to amend clause 11 by deleting the entire clause. Honorable Speaker, the clause reads, every intern engaged in public service shall be entitled to the provision of personal accident insurance cover by the relevant public service institution. Honorable Speaker, that clause, having amended clause 10, insurance cover is any other benefit. So I believe that has already been covered. That is why I was proposing to delete clause 11.
Thank you.
And then, Honorable Speaker, when we just limit that the intern to have a personal personal accident insurance cover, that limits them because there are also other insurance covers that may be required for the interns when they are serving. So I think once we say that the entitlements will be prescribed through regulations by the CS, and that is why I thought any other benefit, an insurance cover is also a benefit to an intern.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 11 be deleted as proposed by the Honorable Geshimo. I see a lot of interest in this. Yeah, starting with the Honorable Sunguli.
Yeah, I support Madam Chair, especially in view of the fact that SHA is now not a responsibility of the employer. It is going to be quite in contravention of the fact that the employer does not participate in the SHA. And to ask the employer to go beyond SHA might be too expensive and needs to have budgetary implications.
Thank you. Honorable Dr. Nyikal.
Whereas appreciate, I would actually appeal to Honorable Gichimu that his any other there was good and covers many things. But I thought that my understanding of this, it is accident, provision of personal accident insurance. Now, my mind is thinking of people who are working in interns that are working in factories. You get young people, and during their training, like let's say engineers, then you put them in a factory, they work in a factory. Or you get, for example, people in civil engineering or architects or quantity surveyors. Then you take them to a building site. And those places, they are likely to be really accidents. And I think this is what we are talking about, not really medical cover. And I think going by Honorable Gichimu's other amendment of any other, it would actually be neat that if you say that any other will cover this, but I can see that any other does not commit the institution as much a clear indication, and you are thinking of people who are in areas prone to accident like factories and building sites. So I think let's protect the young people like that and leave that one stay. Honorable Giching loses nothing by the other early amendments in 10. So I would then oppose gently.
You are opposing the deletion?
Yes.
Well, I want to hear from the chairman of the committee, the Honorable Ken Chonga.
Chair, I support Dr. Nyikal because of I'm seeing some ambiguity on this. I support Chair.
Are you supporting the deletion?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
You are supporting the deletion by the Honorable Geshimo.
Dr. Nyikal.
No, Dr. Nyikal is opposing.
Oh, sorry.
Honorable members, you have to be keen so that we can make progress. You are opposing deletion, or you are accepting that Honorable Gishimu can go ahead and with the deletion?
No, I'm actually opposing the proposal by Gishimu.
You are opposing the deletion?
Yes.
Okay. Any other interest in this? Honorable Timothy Toroitich, member for Marakwet West. Then we'll close. Honorable members, those who are in the House and those who have interest in this, please hit the intervention button. So, honorable members, I now put the question that clause 11. Honorable Gishimu wants to say something before we close. Yes, 1 minute
Yes,
or
kindly,
less.
Chair. You know, this clause might also be discriminatory. Do the other public service enjoy personal accident insurance covers? I think that's something that we also need to ask ourselves, whether they are usually provided. Yeah? So that now we don't make it possible for the interns only to enjoy and the other public servants do not enjoy that cover.
I would like to give one final chance to the chairman of this committee. Chairman of this committee, one final
Madam
comment.
Speaker, the reason why it's being proposed is because, Madam Speaker, the reason why this is proposed is because they don't enjoy that benefit. And that's why it is being proposed.
Honorable members, I'll just go ahead and put the question. I now put the question that clause 11 be deleted as proposed by the Honorable Gishimu. Will as many as are that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. I now put the question that clause 11 be part of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 12.
I propose a question that clause 12 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Honorable Ken Chonga.
Speaker, as per the order paper, I propose the same, and the justification being that the amendment seeks to ensure that an intern shall be entitled to such a leave days as shall be determined by the Cabinet Secretary, having regard to the period of internship. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I propose the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the Chairman. I now put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the Chairman. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question. Honorable Dr. Nyikal, you have an amendment on the same.
Speaker, clause 12 was talking about gratuity. And again, we are talking about people who actually are on salaries. And therefore, if we are there on salaries remuneration, they will actually be entitled to that. And therefore, I would say I'll make an amendment so that that does not apply to them, so that they are on salaries and they can get gratuity. That is the import of the amendment.
Thank you. Thank you. I propose the question that clause 12 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. Honorable Ekomas Mutuse.
The amendment being proposed by Dr. Nyikal, in my view, enhances the purpose of the provision, which is to give the interns to further cater for the welfare of the interns. And because they will be providing services, and many times they provide service equivalent to those who are fully employed, it is only fair in terms of labor rights and labor relations that at the end of their internship period, they also get gratuity as proposed, and therefore I fully support.
Thank you. I now propose the question that clause 12 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nikal. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 12 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Chairman, Honorable Kenchonga.
Thank you, Speaker. I propose as just laid on the paper, justification being that the amendment seeks to expressly provide that an internship period under the bill shall be for a period between 6 and 12 months to ensure that an intern is afforded sufficient time to gain the requisite skills and experience. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Chairman, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the chairman. Yes? Honorable Sunkuli?
Madam Chair, I oppose that amendment because it does not conform with the reality in Kenya. Most of the schools, the Rift Valley Institute, Utali College, and other, want their students to go for internship, but they are given a period of 3 months. Now, if we bring a law that excludes a huge number of people, it is not fair. I think the chairman should consider, in the interest of the hustlers, to remove that provision, please.
Okay. Honorable members, please go to the intervention button if you want to deal with this one. I see the Honorable Irene Mayaka, nominated member. The Honorable Rahim. Is Mayaka here?
Madam
The
Speaker.
Honorable Rahim,
Yes.
member for North Imenti.
I agree with Honorable Nikal because I think what is needed is clarity, and he has put the clarity there. So I agree with Honorable Nikal.
Actually, we are on clause 13, and we are dealing with the chairman of the committee, who is the Honorable Kenchonga. The Honorable Gishimo? Okay, let me deal with the intervention button. The Honorable Naisula Lesuda.
Thank you, Chairperson. I know we deliberated a lot on the issue of the time frame, while we were before the committee. But when I look at the initial, how it is in the bill, it caters for everyone. So that whether it's 3 months, whether it's 6 months, and so we're just saying that it cannot take, because it says an internship period shall be valid for any period as may be determined by a person in charge of a public service institution, but such internship period shall not exceed 12 months. So, okay, but also it depends with the other institution. But the limit, capping it 6 months to 12, there is a student who might just have 3 months. So are we saying that that student has to really do that, to do internship for 6 months to graduate? So I'm rethinking not to go with the chairman's and the committee's amendment.
Honorable members, in the bill, it says shall not exceed 12 months. Honorable Gishimo?
Chair, I oppose the deletion, the amendment by the Honorable Chair, because not exceeding 12 months also takes care of his concern. Because there are some instances, as the Honorable Naisura has said, the internship might be for a short period, yeah? And of course, that locks anybody who wants to go for an internship for like 3 or 4 months. So I think let's leave it not exceeding 12 months. So any period between 6 and 12 months is also covered within the provision as it is in the bill.
The difference, honorable members, there is a difference between I mean, the chairman is saying between 6 to 12 months. The bill says shall not exceed 12 months. So the matter of 3 months is now, well, I would like to give a chance to the Honorable Irene Mayaka, nominated member.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Chair, the reason why I also oppose the Chair's amendment is because this is too definitive when it says for a period between 6 and 12 months. And just to give a practical example, like for example, for the interns who are going for jurisprudence, they go for 3 months. So when you define between 6 to 3 months to 12 months, you're actually locking out the ones who have a specific period of 3 months. So up to 12 months is actually safe for everyone.
Thank you. Yeah. The Honorable Timothy Toroitich, member for Marakwet.
Chair, I rise to support the amendment by the Chair. Honorable Chair, if you look at the bill as originally drafted, it caps a maximum of 12 months. But if the amendment I'm reading as provided for in today's order paper, that is clause 13.2, it says, subsection 1 shall not apply where a regulatory authority prescribes an internship that exceeds 12 months. Honorable Chair, if I'm reading the order paper as it is, what if there is an agency or an authority or an entity that provides for an internship exceeding 12 months? If we limit as provided for originally in the text, what happens for those exceeding 12 months?
The chairman is clear about 6 to 12, so it cannot exceed as per this bill, even the chairman's, even for all the other amendments. Yeah. So, honorable members, do I go ahead and put the question? I proceed. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the chairman. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. I now put the question. We have another amendment on the same by Dr. Nyikal. I hope you can move faster, honorable members.
Okay, we're moving faster. That having passed, what my amendment is taking into consideration, for the majority of interns that are not under regulatory authorities, that will be suffice. So all I'm saying is now, my amendment is saying that that will not apply for situations where a regulatory authority requires more than 12 months. So that we limit it, and to a large extent, this will actually be medical interns who may require more than 12 months. So that the application, what we have said, applies for everybody. But when you come for pre-registration interns, then the regulatory authority requirement is important so that we don't create a conflict in the law. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. I now put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Nyikal. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 13 as amended be part of the bill. As many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Honorable Lesuda.
All right, so thank you, Chairperson. I rise to move that the bill be amended by inserting the clauses as they appear on the order paper. And It is just to clarify that Article 2321G of the Constitution emphasizes merit, fair competition and qualification. Prior internship provides relevant public sector experience and demonstrates capability which is consistent with merit-based recruitment. So by inserting this, it's giving that whoever is recruiting considers internship as work experience, and probably earn them some points more than someone that hasn't. Because we've had the whole debate of interns saying that they need to be absorbed. Sometimes I know there could be budgetary constraints to it, that automatically after the internship is over, they be recruited. But it is someone has actually taken time to do internship probably for a whole year. So that should count for work experience, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Lesuda. Honorable members, I had said that if you have interest, you hit the intervention button, and I don't see any interest in the intervention button. I'll now put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Lesuda. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? Mine is, what is indicated on my document and in the order paper is 14. It's 14. You actually moved properly. You indicated 14. So let's proceed. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We have an amendment by the Honorable Geshimo. It is important for you to know that part A of your amendment has already fallen because we have carried the one by the Honorable Lesuda. What is out of order, Honorable Lesuda?
Order paper, I think I moved because if you check the new clause 15A, I did 15 and not 14. Is that so? Yeah, because 14 is different, and I also have an amendment paper. So we can go back to 14 and I don't know. It's 15 on the order paper. The one I moved on the interns experience being factored when they're being recruited.
You moved 14 and you moved properly. You can move again. Honorable Lesuda, you can move again. Honorable Lesuda, you can move 14 again. We are still there, so we have an opportunity for you to move again.
Bill be amended in subclause 1 as the order paper. This one, Madam Speaker, is that Article 47 of the Constitution requires administrative actions to be lawful, reasonable, and procedurally fair. So I looked at the 24 hours and I realized that someone could, something could have happened to them and they collapsed and it's 24 hours. So, and in 24 hours, maybe that person has not reported to the employer. So I thought that is quite hours is also reasonable because also we can't have interns disappearing, and the only thing we are saying is please just notify your employer that you're not able to go to work. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Lesuda. Honorable members, I'd asked you go to the intervention button. Timothy Toroitich.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the amendment by the chair because, Honorable Speaker, 24 hours is quite unreasonable. I think 14 days would also meet it's reasonable to the extent that someone can explain where where they were, and of course that guarantees fair hearing pursuant to Article 50 of the Constitution.
Member for Baringo.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I also want to support the amendment by my sister, Honorable Lesuda, because 24 hours is relatively, but depending on the circumstance individual can have, it is good if we can consider this because of the humanity. Thank you, Madam
Thank
Chair.
you very much, Member for Baringo. The Honorable David Mboni, Member for Kitwiro.
Thank you very much. I think 24 hours is quite a short period. But of course, 14 days is quite serious. 14 days is quite a lot. So I think I'd like to agree with the Mheshimiwa Bensouda that Bensouda, sio Bensouda, that we can reduce this time to a bit, maybe 72 hours or something like that. But 14 days is.
Honorable Gishimo.
Honorable Chair, I also support my colleague's amendment, Honorable Naisula. I drop my amendments and go by her amendments so that these interns can also be serious in their work. And also it provides for a provision of explaining why you are absent. So I think 72 hours is good, 3 days.
So you are officially, you are withdrawing Part A?
Yes.
But you still want to prosecute C and D?
Yes.
Or you have withdrawn everything?
No, I'll prosecute the other two.
Okay. So, honorable members, I propose the question. Honorable Dr. Nyikal.
Some guidance. Would that also apply for interns that are actually on working terms, or those now will be handled with the labor laws? Because if you're thinking of somebody who is actually employed, is actually being paid, and then their instance being discontinued on these grounds, for an intern who is actually just getting experience, it's okay. But for somebody who is actually
You are seeking clarification from I give you a minute, Honorable Lesuda.
Thank you. You know, the amendment is, I think this is something reasonable for anyone who's on internship. 3 days, why wouldn't you communicate to whoever is your employer? It's not saying that missing work. It is saying without permission or reasonable cause for a period exceeding 24 hours. So just notify your employer on why you're out of work, whether you're employed fully as an intern or you're there to gain experience. So it cuts across.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Lesuda. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now, Honorable Gishimo, you have a chance to move your amendments.
Honorable Chair, I propose that clause 14 be amended as indicated in the order paper. And I'm seeking a deletion of clause 14(1)(c) and 1(d), because one of unsatisfactory performance, that's a very unmeasurable, a vague consideration for someone to be dismissed from an internship. What is the yardstick of measuring that performance? You know, it is left to the whims of the person who the intern is under to determine what is unsatisfactory performance, unless we have a list of what is unsatisfactory performance, or even defined, then I think that is superfluous. And also D, failure to obey lawful instructions. You know, what are lawful instructions? So that also leaves the discretion of the person under whom the intern is to determine such things. So we just, I think it's fair we delete them to avoid a situation whereby an intern will be chased away or discontinued for reasons or for things that cannot be measured or ascertained.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 14 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimu. Honorable Member for Marakwet West, Timothy Toritich.
Honorable Chair, whereas I support the amendment by Honorable Gishimu, C and D, also in terms of E, commission of a criminal offense, who determines whether an offense is criminal. What I would propose, Chair, I don't know whether I'm allowed to propose an amendment at this stage, to say that once the intern has been arraigned before a court of law and charged with a criminal offense, because who determines, can the employer determine whether an offense is criminal?
So now which one are you? You are supporting deletion of C and D.
Chair, I'm supporting deletion of C and D, but also proposing an amendment on E to say that arraigned before a court of law and charged with the commission of a criminal offense. Because, Chair, an employer cannot determine whether an offense is criminal unless that person charges have been preferred and a matter taken to a court of law so that at least an offense has been prescribed before that particular, it is determined whether it is criminal or not. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Lesuda. Chairperson, I hear what my colleague is saying, but he cannot propose an amendment on the floor. The amendment that is before us is the one by Honorable Gishimu, which I actually support. So it's a good proposal, but there's no amendment on the floor.
Actually, Honorable Lesuda, he can further amend Honorable Gishimu's.
I'm well guided, but I thought this is a totally different amendment because it's not just, Gishimu is talking of deletion of B and C, so can we deal with that?
David Boni.
Thank you very much. I want to support deletion as proposed by Honorable Gishimu. You know, and satisfactory performance. To me, this is a value judgment. I mean, is the employer to determine if this person is performing or not. And therefore, I don't think this something should be in the law. Because as he's saying, if you bring in the law, then you need to bring indicators to show that this person is performing or not performing. So I really support a deletion of that clause. Thank you.
Honorable members, criminal offenses are known. Criminal offenses are known, and I would like, for the purpose of making progress, I would like now to push the question. Yes, Honorable Dr. Nyikal, I hope you can be the last on this.
I think I'll be. You know, my colleagues have said unsatisfactory can't be measured. Criminal offense again needs that, and I do support that they actually get deleted because under 15, the Cabinet Secretary may make regulations for the benefit of carrying out of this act. It means now if they want those details, then that is left to the Cabinet Secretary to bring in. So deleting them does not actually deny the system, a way of getting those unsatisfactory, determining a criminal offense, because the regulations can take care of that. So I will also go that we can actually delete them.
Honorable members, I'll put the question. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 14. Oh, before I put the question, the Honorable Jematia. The Honorable Jematia.
I want clauses, specifically the intention of the mover, it was very positive, considering that this is going to be new people, someone coming to a place of work. And if you look at the gross and disorderly conduct and performance, they should be aware that this should also come out as much as deleting proposal is good. There should also be a proper guidance on how this procedure should be done. In place of that, we can. What about the what is in their place? So that we as we move this, we use a proper guidance on that.
Honorable. I want to put the question, honorable members. Honorable members, and I'll put the question that clause 14 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimu. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? Honorable members, I do not have a vote. I have no, so I'm going to put the question again. I now put the question that clause 14 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimu. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as have contrary opinion say nay?
The ayes have it. And I now put the question that clause 14 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Honorable Gishimu.
Chair, I propose to amend, to have clause 15 amended by deleting the word may and substituting shall. The Cabinet Secretary shall make regulations for the better carrying out of the provision. Because if we leave it as it is, then it does not obligate the Cabinet Secretary to make those regulations.
Thank you. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimu. Yes, Honorable Sunkuli.
Madam Chair, the Honorable Gishimu is the Vice Chair of Delegated Legislation committee where we both sit, and this is where they get the power, but it is really difficult to put this as a mandatory clause. Let it be a discretionary matter that the Cabinet Secretary will undertake. Because if you compel him to make regulations, he will make the regulations whether they are necessary for the better carrying out. But all of these enabling provisions in other acts have always been discretionary. So I would urge him, although he's my boss there, to just drop that one.
You would like to explain? Yeah, take a minute, please.
You know, Chair, we, and honorable members, Honorable Sunkuli, there are areas that we have said we have left for the CS to make regulations for the purposes of either stipends and other benefits. So if we leave it discretionally, we are not saying that the CS must make within a certain period of time, but that obligates the CS at some point
to do what is required in law. Otherwise, we'll have some sections of the law unoperational if we do not obligate the CS.
So, honorable members, I'll go ahead and put the question. I now put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Gishimu. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We have a further amendment by the chairperson, the Honorable Ken Chonga, from the Committee on Labor.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, as laid on the order paper, I propose the recommendation as made, the justification being that the amendment seeks to provide the regulations, that the regulation shall be made by the Cabinet Secretary in consultation with the state organs as defined in the Constitution, and also to provide the extent and limits of the powers delegated to the Cabinet Secretary as provided in the Constitution.
I propose first, before. Thank you. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 15 be further amended as proposed by the chairperson, Departmental Committee on Labor. Honorable Sunkuli?
I have a problem with that because clause 15 is a provision on delegated legislation. And this one seems to produce another issue. Is it the one that says in recruiting the candidates for employment, a public service institution shall consider a candidate's previous internship? That's a new one.
It's a new clause.
Which
new
say,
new subclause. From my notes, it's a new subclause.
And then let me reserve my comment.
I heard the voice of the Deputy Speaker. I heard the voice of the Honorable Boss Gladys. Okay. So, honorable members, I now Timothy. Honorable Timothy Toretich, member for Marakwet West.
Chair, I have an issue with that proposed amendment, further proposed amendment. Honorable Chair, the Committee on Delegated Legislation is a committee charged with looking at statutory instruments in this House. Honorable Chair, it is the committee to determine whether that particular instrument is compliant with the Constitution, determines the upper limits, and what is provided for under that particular instrument. So, Honorable Chair, the way the document is drafted is enough. It doesn't need the minister to determine the limits of that particular law. I think the way it is drafted is okay, and I oppose that particular further amendment.
Well, honorable members, I now go ahead and put the question. I now put the question. Okay. Honorable Sunkuli.
I would really urge that we don't pass this amendment, because and I want to be on record on it. Because how can you put a law that says that the Cabinet Secretary shall make these regulations in consultation with the relevant state organs? Who are the relevant state organs? Who are you requiring the Cabinet Secretary to consult? I think let's pass laws which we can actually implement. There is no relevant. Let give the power to the Cabinet Secretary, or say they should consult the DG or somebody. But relevant.
Yes, what is out of order, Honorable Lesuda?
Not really out of order, but I wanted to say that, especially the fact that there is A, B, C, and all this just sounds like, consultations. It can really impede how fast these things can move. And someone can actually go to court and say, but I was not consulted. So I think if we just leave it as it is, it will also make the law be implemented faster.
Chairman?
Because who are the relevant authorities?
Thank you very much. Honorable members, can I give you a chance to make a decision on this? Or I give you a chance... question that clause 15 be further amended as proposed by the chairperson Departmental Committee on Labor. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. I now put the question that clause 15 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clauses. New clause 14A.
I call upon the mover, the Honorable Dr. Nikal, to move second reading of the new clause. 14A. Proceed, Dr. Nikal. Can you give him the mic?
Thank you, Chair. I wish to move that clause 14A be now read a second time. Madam Chair, the essence of this is that the regulatory authority will not lay a fee on an institution offering registration internship. Madam Speaker, I say this because some regulatory authorities have actually declared it and it's a big problem. Because these people agree to take up the interns, if they can support. It's not fair again to charge the same institution some fee. And so I think we need to now give the institution free to take the interns, if possible, pay them, educated, but not take fees from them. With that, I need to ask somebody to second.
I propose first. Honorable members, I propose the question that new clause 14A be now read a second time. Honorable Sunguli.
I'm in a difficult position of having to, again, Dr. Nikal being my chairman of the Health Committee. But I agree with the concept that he has made, except that it needs to be followed with a definition of the word pre-registration. Because pre-registration is not known in
Honorable David Mboni. Honorable members, those who are interested, please go to the intervention button. Honorable members, I'll go ahead and put the question that clause 14A be now read a second time. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? I want to put the question again. I put the question that new clause 14A be now read a second time. Before I put the question, Chairman, proceed.
The principle is good, maybe the terminology is not correct. I'm not a lawyer, so I actually can guide them. But let me say what I have in mind. Then we can actually make the amendment. You see, the regulatory authorities, like the medical dentist board, now they then some of them actually charge fee when interns are sent there. Sometimes they say they're going to
between levy and charge a fee. Can I give a chance to you, Honorable Gishimo? Well, I'll be putting the question shortly. You are dropping it? Okay, thank you, Honorable Dr. Nikal, for dropping. Honorable members, before we proceed, I would like to recognize our guests. Seated in the public gallery this afternoon, a delegation of chiefs from Bura constituency, Tana River County. You are welcome to the National Assembly to observe proceedings of the House. Yes, the Honorable Member, you would like to say something? Thank you very much, Member for Bura. So the Honorable Dr. Nikal has dropped new clause 14, and for purposes of clarity, we do not have any new clause 14A.
New clause 15A.
The Honorable Lesuda. Thank you. I propose the question that new clause 15A be now read a second time.
Madam Chairperson, the whole essence of including this new clause is to ensure that according to Article 232, 1G of the Constitution, it emphasizes merit, fair competition, and qualification, and so high internship provides relevant public sector experience and demonstrates capability which is consistent with merit-based recruitment, so that any individual who has gone through internship is then favored in terms of giving them more priority or probably even some marks to see that that internship actually counts.
The Honorable John Fokaiti.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I have no problem with that. I wanted to
Support. I'm now going ahead to put the question. I now put the question that clause 15A be now read a second time. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new clause 15A be part of the bill. I I do not see any interest in this, so I go ahead and put the question that new clause 15A be part of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. We have several amendments, honorable members. We start by the one by the chairman, Departmental Committee on Labor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable member, you may take your seat, Chairman. I'm going to start with the one by the Honorable Lesuda. It's the mover of this motion. And for you, Honorable Lesuda, you are only concentrating on Part A. I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Lesuda. Is Bonnie your interest in this? Proceed. That's a different one. So I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Lesuda. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. So you moved Part A, and you also have Part C.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Let me give a chance to the chair of the committee, because I think both of you have interest in the same. Chairman, please.
Madam Speaker, I fully support the proposal by Honorable Lesuda. I have no problem with that. Implying therefore C will stand dropped.
Honorable members, for record, since we have carried, since clause 2 Part A is carried, now clause 2 Part C falls by the chairman of the committee. So you may proceed, Honorable Lesuda, again. You have another amendment in Part B and C.
Yes. That clause 2B of the bill be amended as it is in the order paper. That is, we're deleting the definition of the County Public Service Board now that we have dropped the issues of counties.
Please put the two together.
And
it's neater that way.
Yes. And in clause C, in the definition of public service, so by deleting the words and include both the national and county governments. No. So, Madam Chairperson, it's just substituting, therefore, the words in the national government, and we drop everything to do with county government.
Honorable members, please be keen because you realize that these amendments are overlapping. Yeah. So I propose the question that clause 2 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Lesuda. I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as further amended as proposed by Lesuda. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Chairman, you have amendments on Part C and E.
Madam Speaker, I think I'm already on record.
Chair, please move all your amendments, apart from C.
Sorry?
All your amendments apart from C.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And under my justification, Part A is to ensure that the Cabinet Secretary responsible in regard to matters relating to the recruitment of interns is the Cabinet Secretary responsible for matters relating to public service. And B, there's a need for a deletion of the definition of certificate, as the intern is used in two different contexts in the bill. The term is used in Clause 7, subsection 1, to refer to a person with a certificate qualification as a person eligible for internship, while Clause 8.1 provides that a public institution shall issue certificates of internship to interns upon successful completion of the internship program.
Honorable members, I propose the question that Clause 2 be further amended as proposed by the chairman. You don't have a card. Yes, Honorable Sunkuli.
Madam Chair, I support the deletion of the word certificate, especially because there would be too many definitions. Under the Kenya National Examinations Council Act, it would be a different definition from this, and at any rate, it's not very clear what kind of certificate that would be. But if the chairman has moved all the amendments, and I have an amendment of mine that is similar to his, if I could just use this opportunity to further amend his so that I don't have to move mine. Is that acceptable?
We can finish the ones for the chairman, then.
Mine is very small on C. That is in the definition of internship by deleting.
You to move later.
All right, but.
Yes, you may. Please go ahead and speak.
Under C, he wants the definition of the word internship by deleting the word "and" and substituting therefore the word "or" is what I had also proposed. But, Madam Chair, I support that one. Yeah.
I can see that you have your opportunity to move your amendment.
But it will be relevant after.
It will be relevant that time.
It will not be, because I was just wanting to delete another word, future, but it doesn't matter. I will drop mine when it comes. I wanted to make it neater.
I would like to hear you.
Yeah, just look at the word intern, internship. The second last line says that an intern can have either acquisition to enhance future employability. I was proposing to amend his amendment by also deleting the word future and leaving it just as employability. But the rest of "and" fulfill legal requirements. We all agree that it's not "and", it is "or". So I agree with the chairman, but I ask him to accommodate the deletion of the word future so that it leaves employability. Then they'll be together with mine.
You can then amend the amendment by the Honorable Chairman.
Yeah, that's right. Or to that extent, just by deleting the word future from the original one, not from his.
I now propose the question that Clause 2, the amendment by the Honorable Chairman of Labour Committee be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Sunkuli. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable, I now propose the question that Clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chairman, the Honorable Ken Chonga. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? As many as a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We have another amendment by... Okay, so the amendment by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal falls because the word intern was deleted. Honorable Sunkuli's is included because he further amended the amendment by the chairman of Labour Committee. Yes, you may go to your mic, please.
I didn't get the opportunity to actually bring the intention, my intention of intern means what I intended to bring is to the word training. So let me just get, because.
For Dr. Nyikal, your proposed amendment on clause 2, part A, you can still go ahead. The one which fell is a partial one. So the definition of full-time basis, you can still go ahead and amend. So you have your opportunity to do so.
Yeah, then I beg to move that we actually meant as in the order paper, and we have a new definition in proper alphabetical sequence, full-time basis, meaning the maximum number of hours in a week as stipulated by an employer. So that really will mean the issue of experience that is required before somebody gets to registration.
Yep. Thank you. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 2 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. I do not see any interest in this. So, honorable members, I now put the question that clause 2 be further amended as proposed by the Honorable Dr. Nyikal. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Kishimu, it's a Honorable Sunkuli. The Honorable Sunkuli, it's already taken care, right? It's done. Thank you very much. I now propose the question that clause, I now put the question that clause 2.
Chair, if you look at the order paper, I also had proposed amendments under clause 2. However, they've already been accommodated by what has been proposed by the chair of the committee, Honorable Chonga, and also the second part on the county executive member has also been accommodated by the amendment which has been carried and had been proposed by the mover, Honorable Lesunda.
Yeah, we noted that the 2 fell.
Yes.
Because they were already taken care.
Okay.
So, honorable members, I now put the question that clause 2, as amended, clause 2 be amended as proposed. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 2, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Long title.
I propose the question that the long title be the title of the bill. I now put the question that the long title be the title of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
There was some issue about clause 7.
Chair, there was an issue on clause 7, and I would like you to make your comment on whether there is any need to recommit clause 7 or we are done.
Madam Speaker, I think as discussed and contributed, I have no further issue on this matter.
Thank you very much. So no recommittals. Honorable members, thank you very much for your patience. You notice that when we have amendments by different members on the same clause, it takes much, much longer than usual. So thank you very much for your patience. We have the end. Report. Take your time, Honorable Lesuda.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bill number 63 of 22, and its approval thereof without amendment.
Honorable members, I put the question that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bill number 63 of 2022, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Honorable members, Madam Speaker,
Chairperson? Chairperson?
With amendments, report with amendments.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bill number 63 of 2022, and approved the same with amendments.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bill number 63 of 2022. I also request Honorable Gishemo to second the motion.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
Honorable members, I propose the question that this House do agree with the report of the whole House on its consideration of the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bill number 63 of 2022. I put the question. I now put the question that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bill number 63 of 2022. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover to move third reading. Honorable Lesuda.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bill number 63 of 2022, be now read a third time. I also request Honorable Nyikal to second.
Honorable Dr. Nyikal.
I second.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bill number 63 of 2022, be now read a third time. Yes, Honorable Lesuda.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I want to take this opportunity to most sincerely thank each and every member who has contributed to this bill from the time it was first read in this House. I'd like to thank the committee, especially the chairperson and the Committee of Labor, for the intense engagement that we had when I appeared before them, and even for the support of this bill, Madam Speaker, having known that they have other amendments on the public service matters, but they really gave this consideration. I'd also like to thank the Office of the clerk through table office and everybody else, the legal person who really helped me with this amendment. And I'd also like to thank Honorable Dr. Nyikal, Honorable Geshimo, Honorable Sunkuli, who looked at the bill and came up with the amendments. There are many members here who have worked with me, Honorable Timothy, Honorable Rene, and others, Madam Speaker, who took keen interest on this bill. I do really pray, because I know that there were regulations on how we treated interns or how we treat interns in the public sector. But now with the legal document, the law, I am certain that the interns will be treated better in this country, and they will also gain the requisite experience as they go on with their work. And I also thank Dr. Nyikal for bringing in the issue of other interns, like the teachers, and also those in the medical field. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, and thank you to everyone.
Thank you. The Honorable Dr. Nyikal.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is actually a very important bill because the issue of interns actually had become abusive in some ways. A lot of young people were taken into institutions. Sometimes they actually did meaningful work, and sometimes there was no regulation. They spent time there. At the end of it, you couldn't be quite certain what they did. But more importantly, Madam Speaker, this bill with amendments has attempted to actually put a very clear distinction between internship that we normally expose young people to so that they get experience and so that they acquire some skills from interns who, apart from getting experience and acquiring some skill, actually require to be by regulatory authorities to be registered. So now we have something guiding how they're registered, guiding how they're remunerated. But I'm sure that as we implement this, and I noticed that the Cabinet Secretary has been given the authority to do regulations, we'll actually find a lot of areas that need to be strengthened. In fact, after some time, I presume that we may even have to have amendments, particularly in areas that deal with professional experience pre-registration. Because many times you have heard people saying these are students and they are not workers, and therefore they cannot be remunerated properly. This bill is taking us in that direction. With that, I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mayaka, would you like to comment? I can see you have
thank you, Honorable
hit
Speaker.
the intervention button.
Yes, I did, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. I also just want to take this time to thank the Honorable Lesuda for this very progressive bill. And Honorable Speaker, this is one space that has not really had proper structures. And this bill offers that for especially in the public sector and to those who will be taking internship work, especially after college and university. Honorable Speaker, speaking from experience, having gone through internship in the private sector and seeing the difference with what is experienced in the public sector, I think this is a very a good direction that we are taking as a House. And for me, it just gives me joy that we are able to legislate and bring structures to institutions and spaces that did not have that in the first place. So many thanks to the Honorable Lesuda for this and all the members who contributed to enriching it. I thank you.
Honorable Gishimo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm also happy for the youth of this nation, millions of the youth whose now internship now has a legal framework. Previously, it was just loosely handled, but with the leadership and of Honorable Lesunda, this House has really considered the youth of this nation, and I hope that this law will be assented into an act of parliament very soon, so that thereafter we can follow up with the relevant CS for the purposes of regulations that will enable or actually make some of the clauses actually actualize them and operationalize them. So, Honorable Speaker, happy for Honorable Lesunda, the House at large, and all the members who took interest in this bill for the benefit of the millions of youth in this country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Ken Chonga, Chairman Labour.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Going by the various amendments that have been made to this bill, we are seeing a light where even the interns are guided. Because initially, there was no proper structure of how things are being handled. And to a greater extent, it was even encouraging abuse in terms of the timelines, of the working conditions among the interns. So I really take this opportunity as well to congratulate my sister, Honorable Lesuda, having keenly looked into it so that it can shed light that all the government organs that are engaging interns can be guided by the policy as has been laid today. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and congratulations to Madam Lesuda.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now put a question that the Public Service Internship Bill, National Assembly Bill number 63 of 2022, be now read a third time. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to make provision for internship of college and university graduates in the public sector, to provide for hands-on training and acquisition of skills by graduates and for connected purposes. Order number 9, the Environmental Professionals Institute of Kenya Bill, National Assembly Bill number 36 of 2024. Resumption of debate.
Thank you. For this order, the Honorable George Gachagua. You had finished moving? Okay. Do you have a seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
I beg Honorable Timothy to second it.
Honorable Timothy.
Toroitich, yeah.
Timothy Toroitich, please go ahead and second this bill.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to second this bill. From the onset, Honorable Speaker, I wish to thank the Honorable Member, Honorable Gachagua, for such a progressive bill that he has brought to this Parliament. Honorable Speaker, this bill seeks to provide a comprehensive legal framework to establish the Environmental Professionals Institute of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, this of course will in turn promote professionalism within the environmental profession within this country. Honorable Speaker, for any progressive body in this country, there must be a proper framework guiding it. Honorable Speaker, we have several professional bodies in this country. We have the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Board Council. We have the Institute of Human Resource Management. Honorable Speaker, we have the Nursing Council in this country. We have the Law Society of Kenya, in which I am proudly a member of. Honorable Speaker, we have Kenya Institute of Supplies Management. So many institutions that are properly regulated in this country. Honorable Speaker, we have quacks or masqueraders who are pretending to be professionals in certain bodies that they are not. Honorable Speaker, and therefore I think the Honorable George Gachagua has given life to matters to do with the environment in this country. Honorable Speaker, many people outside there are pretending, are running kiosks, pretending to give expertise in matters to do with environment. Honorable Speaker, I have run through this particular piece of legislation, and it provides clearly on what should happen in case there is an issue of negligence or malpractice insofar as environmental matters are concerned. Honorable Speaker, I just wish to run through it in a few minutes. Honorable Speaker, under Clause 4 of the bill, dealing with functions of the Institute, Honorable Speaker, it provides that this institute shall register, regulate, and exercise general supervision and control over professional development and practice of environmental professionals in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, it registers those professionals. Number two, it promotes research. Honorable Speaker, we are in an era where we are fighting climate change, and therefore we need research to be conducted. Honorable Speaker, the other day I was seeing Naivasha. Naivasha, Honorable Speaker, is about to be swallowed by the lake Naivasha. Most hotels have been swallowed, and therefore we need expertise. We need to promote research in matters environment in this country, so that we want to know reasons as to why River Lake Naivasha is rising, water levels in Baringo, in Bogoria are rising. So if we have this particular body, we will be able to invest more money in research. And Honorable Speaker, it will of course aid in matters to do with environment protection. Honorable Speaker, NEMA sometimes has been adding along. So we need a body that will work closely with NEMA so that they regulate those particular individuals. Honorable Speaker, as I sum up, there is a very important chapter in Part 4, Clause 31, on how to deal with professional misconduct insofar as environmental matters is concerned. Honorable Speaker, that particular clause provides that a person registered as an environmental professional commits an act of professional misconduct if such a person fails to follow the laid down procedures. Number two, Honorable Speaker, commits gross negligence in the conduct of professional practice. Number three, Honorable Speaker, releases information that is false to a client. Of course, the other one is performs an assignment which is beyond the scope of his professional competency. Honorable Speaker, what are the consequences? The law provides that a person who has committed such an offense, one, is served with a letter of admonishment. Number two, is of course removed from the register. Honorable Speaker, the reason as to why such bodies as LSK, as Engineers Board of Kenya are performing so well is because they have a legislation that is very comprehensive, that gives limits as to the extent to which a professional may act. Honorable Speaker, even the act of cancelling, of issuing a practicing certificate to environmental experts is very important. Honorable Speaker, I thank the Honorable Member, Honorable George Gachagua. I rise to support and second the letter, the spirit and the intent of this particular law, which is the Environmental Professional Institute Bill of Kenya 2024. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Oh, members, after such an eloquent moving and seconding, I now propose the question that the Environmental Professionals Institute of Kenya Bill, National Assembly Bill number 36 of 2024, be now read a second time. On my board, I can see the Honorable Kichimu, the Honorable Sane, followed by the Honorable Mayaka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the environment is a very wide sector, so wide with a multitude of professionals practicing within the realm of the environment. Mr. Speaker, the manner in which this sector has been handled was so chaotic, ad hoc, with a lot of unprofessional things done around the environment, Mr. Speaker. How environmental audits were done wasn't satisfactory. How environmental impact assessment, they were merely paperwork, then the real professional, it didn't give the professional test so required for such a sensitive aspect of the human life. Mr. Speaker, human life entirely revolves mostly on the environment, how we handle and manage the environment. We can't be careless about it. So this bill is a wonderful bill, a bill that attempts to bring all professionals into one house, to create the right human pool so that it is a regulator for the first time. NEMA has been doing this. It is the focal point for all environmental issues, both at local and international level. It is the focal point for climate change. It has been weighed down by the real environmental issues, but we lacked a regulator. And I believe this is the best thing that has come at this time, trying to regulate the chaos around the management of our environment. Mr. Speaker, this bill attempts to enhance research on the environment, to create the right think tanks to make sure that contemporary matters, new ways of handling environmental issues are brought to the fore and the professionals behave in a manner to be updated, to be abreast of the new developments on matters environment. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, it enhances community development in a big way. If this bill passes, there will be a network of professionals that will be collaborating, supporting, and trying to exchange knowledge so that the best practices are the ones at play and will be the tools of trade for this regulator, Mr. Speaker. This body, once passed, shall be a global hub, one that can be engaged for resources, training locally, and driving the requisite change on matters environment and address properly the most complex aspect that the common person, the common Wananchi cannot understand. Climate change is so complex. This body is the one that will unpack and make sure that it is understandable to every Kenyan, be they policy makers or government technocrats, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is the body that will be the steward for policy development, advise the government, the institutions, so that we can be able to come with the right policies towards managing, preserving and conserving our environment for sustainable use, Mr. Speaker. On professional development, this is the institute that will be coming with the right packages, just like all other professions, to come up with the new skills, to give them the tools of trade, that are developing so that there is no knowledge and skill gap at any one time. So they will be able to update the knowledge base and make sure that professionals in the environment sector are updated and are given the certification so required to make sure that they are at par with the knowledge levels of the times, Mr. Speaker. And finally, for us to live well with all the challenges, the complexities of the climate change, there needs to be a sustainable way of developing our environment, protecting our environment. And that comes with the regulation component, making sure that they have to set the bar in terms of standards, ethics for all actors or professionals of this body. That standards are the ones to be met, and anybody who doesn't meet the standard will be deemed to be a quack and licenses will be withdrawn. So it is a regulator perfectly to make sure that anybody who is within this institute or an environmentalist keeps to the scope and the standards required or expected of him or her. Mr. Speaker, it will also enhance members of this body to be agents of change at whichever level, at their workplace or at any other place they are, to make sure that they foster the change so required, to make sure that our environment is always at the equilibrium. It is not disturbed to the detriment of man. If we don't take care of our environment, the only habitat for man and to live well and safely is planet Earth. Nature is always vindictive. If we distort the balance, all the disasters shall come in full force and en masse. So to make sure that we live in harmony with our environment and make sure that the resources on planet Earth are used wisely and in a sustainable manner, we need a regulator, a prefect, to make sure that all we do, whether it is to industrialize, whether it is farming, all aspects, components of our life evolve around making sure that the environment is always intact and maintained. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion. Thank you.
Mayaka, I don't know that you want to take 2 minutes, then, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And yes, I'll be very brief. Honorable Speaker, I want to also support this particular bill and thank the Honorable George Gachagua for even bringing it to the House. Because, Honorable Speaker, having interacted so much with the environmental professions, this is a very important bill because it allows them to have networking opportunities. It allows them to have to be able to even develop further their profession. It allows them to even have certification and shape policy as well. Honorable Speaker, if you pick the example of the professional institutions for accountants, for certified public secretaries, for lawyers, all the institutions that we do have, and the kind of benefits that they get from being able to interact with each other, and even for us who are within the climate change caucus and we want to have an opportunity to enrich the laws that we do have, this will be very important and structured for us to be able to engage with the environmental professions, for us to be able to enrich the laws that we have in this country. So, Honorable Speaker, with those few remarks, I beg to support this bill and I submit. I thank you.
Honorable Gichim is a chance of 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, I also rise to support this bill by Honorable Gachagua, George Gachagua, member for Ndaragwa. Honorable Speaker, just like many other professions, the legal profession, the engineers, the surveyors, they usually have bodies. They are recognized by Act of Parliament. And this now is a chance for professionals in the environment also to have their law, to bind them together for purposes of registration and guiding their operations. Honorable Speaker, this bill will go a long way in weeding out busybodies and quacks in the environment sector. Because right now, as Kenyans, we don't know exactly who are the registered professionals in the environmental sector. And this bill now will give some order in terms of registration so that we can, once this bill comes into force, into law, then we'll be able to have or to access the database of the professionals who can guide Kenyans in terms of on matters environment. For a long time, matters of environment have only been left to the regulator, that is the National Environment and Management Authority. But if you follow up with them, probably they also don't have the registered professionals. And this bill now comes in handy to address that lacuna that has been existing for a long time. Honorable Speaker, in the legal profession, we also have a continuous legal education programs that usually happen. This bill will also provide an opportunity for environmental professions to have engagement, to have continuous training so that they can be able to bring their hands together and deal with the matters of environment. And all of us around us is the environment. We are facing challenges even in matters of climate change. And when these professionals are organized, they are known, probably within those fora, they can be able to come up with ideas and come up with way forward on how to deal with the matters that are also affecting us in the environment, including the matters of the climate change. So, Honorable Speaker, without belaboring the points that have already been canvassed by the mover, the seconder, and other members, I wholly support this bill being a very progressive bill to address the issues of professionals in the environmental sector. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support.
Thank you. Honorable members, debate on this bill will continue the next time it's laid in the other paper. And the time now being 1 or 2 p.m., this House stands adjourned until today afternoon, Wednesday, the 3rd December at 2:30 p.m.